comes first.
Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us. It's Monday, September 9th. I'm Pat McGonigal.
And I'm Jennifer Blome, and you've heard about this million-second quiz on NBC. We have our own giveaway coming up. We'll tell you about that.
This is very exciting. You maybe have seen the commercials with Ryan Seacrest. It's a really cool show, but you can get involved right now. You could be playing right now, and it's a thing you can do indoors, which I think a lot of people will probably aim to do this afternoon,
Yes.
Scott. It sounds like it's going to be sweltering.
It's, you walk out the door this morning, it's already...
Okay, thanks, Tux. And one person's dead, 7 are injured after a violent weekend here in St. Louis. There were 4 shootings within a 4-hour period on Saturday night into Sunday. 2 men were shot in the 4200 block of North 21st around 11:30 Saturday night. Then 3 more were shot 10 minutes later on Durant. About 15 minutes after that, a woman sitting in her car near Rallies on LaSalle was hit by a bullet from a nearby shootout. And then a couple hours later, another shooting in the 4500 block of Margaretta. Now, police aren't saying if all of these shootings are involved. So far, no arrests have been made.
Registration opens today for the 2014 Boston Marathon. The field is being expanded to make room for the more than 5,000 runners who were unable to finish because of the bombings during this year's race. 3 people were killed, hundreds injured in the blasts. The Boston Athletic Association is inviting runners who want to honor victims of this year's race of the bombing. That's a change from tradition because runners normally have to qualify to take part. Next year's marathon is April 21st. And Wednesday marks 12 years since the 9/11 attacks on New York and Washington. Nearly 3,000 people were killed at the World Trade Center in the Pentagon and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where passengers retook a plane from hijackers and crashed into the ground. Several tributes are planned across the country, including several here in the St. Louis area.
News. Now, it's just begun, but if it ended right now, Jennifer and Scott, I could tell you it would be between Bishop DeBerg and John Burroughs.
Oh, really?
They already sent in some Vine videos showing their school spirit, so we want to see if other people can rise to the challenge.
Well, I think they will.
We'll see.
Well, you're talking about creative teenagers.
That's the hope.
Well, yeah. Well, they will be. They do some wild and crazy,
They may not be up yet.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's
so
a little
we'll keep telling you.
Well,
Wake
but,
up.
it's getting close. It's 5:18. Some
Sure.
of them have to get on the bus here 6 o'clock or so. So they're getting ready to get out the door this morning. And there's something wrong.
A local dance and acrobatic team is in New York for the finals of America's Got Talent.
Innovative Force, one of 12 groups vying for the title and $1 million prize. The girls, most of whom from Farmington, made an appearance on the Today Show on Sunday. Maybe you caught it. The girls showed off some of their skills and also talked about New York, where they have been spending a lot of time recently.
You said New York's a little bit different than home.
It really is, because there's a small portion of grass here, and then there's a lot of grass at our hometown Farmington. So
Yeah, there's some good parks. I'll tell you where they are in a little bit.
That's a great way to size up the differences between Farmington and the Big Apple. Small portion of grass. Innovative Force performs Tuesday night. The results will be announced Wednesday. Our own Heidi Glaus is heading to New York today to cover the story, and we'll hear from her a little bit later this morning.
And the new NBC drama, The Blacklist, hits airwaves 2 weeks from today. But this morning, we're giving away 5 pairs of tickets to see it early at the Landmark Plaza Frontenac Cinema. Interesting idea for your chance to win. Register before 11 o'clock this morning. Go to ksdk.com/contest to enter.
And the critics are buzzing about The Blacklist.
If you could see next season of The Americans at the theater, all 8 hours, would you go?
I don't know. People would. I wouldn't. But I could see people doing that. Speaking of critics buzzing, all the armchair critics are giving the Rams high marks, undefeated for the first time in 7 years this morning, and the new weapon in the team's arsenal that looks like a legit game changer going forward.
Plus, a Redbird rookie rises to the occasion, where the race for the NL Central stands right now, and look at what's coming out next.
And this morning, President Obama is getting ready for a 2-day all-out blitz to make his case for a military attack in Syria.
He's scheduled to do 6 interviews today, and then he'll address the nation tomorrow. Of course, he's hoping that Congress will sign off on his plans. NBC's Tracy Potts has more from Capitol Hill. Tracy?
Traffic situation out there. Weather-wise, though, it is hot and muggy.
Yes. Have a towel handy.
Yeah, there you go. You just happen to have one. Yeah.
Hey, what is this?
It's a rally towel, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, did you get that yesterday?
Actually, Sarah Daly just took it out of Jennifer's mailbox.
Okay, very good.
Full disclosure.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
You did?
Where'd it come from? Oh, it's yours. Sarah Daly was involved.
Okay,
Let
so
me get back to you.
that's all. Okay, we're good. You may need a towel today, especially if you're going to be outside. Need something cool.
And on Friday night, 216 people will embark on a 9-hour roller coaster marathon at Six Flags. They'll be divided into teams of 9 and spend the night riding the 9 coasters at the park over and over again. The team with the most members still standing at the end will be declared the winner and entered into a pool for a shot at a free trip to Washington, D.C. Other prizes will be awarded as well.
Now you're going, right?
I am not.
You're going to be in Jennifer Bloom will be in the front car. Look for her.
No, a fixture on the St. Louis food scene will close its doors for good this week.
Yeah, this is sad. Manzos Importing Company, known for its superlative sausage, has been in business for 58 years, first in downtown St. Louis, then in South City. After years of declining business, owner Peter Manzo tells us he's shutting down the store. The last day is Saturday. Now, the good news, Manzo will continue to supply that signature sausage to some local restaurants and businesses. Sarah?
Well, Pat, we do.
So should people with blindness be granted gun permits? That's the question many people are asking after a Des Moines Register report that Iowa issues permits to carry firearms in public to the vision impaired.
Now, a spokeswoman for a group called Disability Rights Iowa told the newspaper that denying the blind gun permits would violate the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, nobody questions the legality of Iowa's law, but it does raise safety concerns. Each state has different rules for issuing those gun permits. Some states, like Nebraska and South Carolina, require applicants to show, quote, proof of vision. Here in Missouri, applicants have to complete a live fire test, which requires the shooter to hit a target.
So we want to know what you think. Should a person who is legally blind be allowed to legally carry a gun? Stevie Wonder, by the way, the musician who is blind, told CNN, he said it's crazy calling for reforms on ridiculous gun laws. He said, imagine me with a gun.
He's against it. Some of our viewers, Lisa Mack, says, yes, blindness can mean you can't focus on text, but you can see big objects.
And Mary Frances Haligman writes, I'll stay out of Iowa.
And one more vote for yes. Jennifer Davis Tyra says, blind doesn't mean you can't see people. Get your facts straight. So feel free. It's the KSDK Facebook page if you want to weigh in on that.
Now here's Sarah Daly with the Check of the Morning Commute.
And a handful of airline passengers say they are willing to flush in-flight bathrooms if it means having Wi-Fi. This is according to a new survey. It found 13% of flyers would give up bathroom privileges if they could have internet access during a flight. 42% were willing to skip snacks to get Wi-Fi. Another 32%, Jennifer, say not having Wi-Fi is worse than sitting next to a crying baby. And a lot of people, when they don't get Wi-Fi on planes, act a lot like a crying baby. It's just my own personal...
Give them a pacifier.
That's right.
And what better way to use Wi-Fi than on your own iPad mini?
Funny you'd mention that, Jennifer. We are giving an iPad mini away this morning, but you need to know your St. Louis trivia. Watch and win in just 5 minutes.
Meet Sydney. Sydney's a 5-year-old Parson Russell Terrier available for adoption from Helping Strays, the Humane Society of Monroe County, Illinois. She's energetic and smart, but we're told she is not a jumper. And if you know this breed, you know what we mean. Sydney is spayed, microchipped, current on vaccinations. To adopt her, call 618-282-PETS. And if you adopt Sydney, you'll get a $50 gift certificate from Kenwood Pet Resorts. That's good for grooming, training, and boarding services. Good job, Sydney.
And Jennifer, you were saying that this breed is would be a good fit for some people, right? Because
if you're highly energetic and like to take them on runs around the park.
They like to get around. They like to exercise.
They're very, very energetic and smart.
Very excited to be here. Hello, Sydney. We're happy you came. Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. All right then.
There you go. Well, a professional soccer player is learning the hard way. Don't hurt a member of One Direction and think you can get away with it.
Yeah, some diehard fans of the British boy band are so upset with Premier player Gabriel Agbonlohar. They're sending him death threats. Oh, and that's why. Did you see that hit? He tackled 1D's Louis Tomlinson during a celebrity charity match over the weekend. He is shaken up, limped off the field. Later said he felt sick to his stomach. So angry 1D fans took to Twitter and chastised Agbonlohar, threatening death. And I can't, and even to disfigure him in a way that is unsettling. Even Sydney's nervous, but don't say that word. It's now 6:29.
The next half hour of Today in St. Louis starts now. It is 6:30 on this Wednesday morning, September 11th. I'm Jennifer Blum.
And I'm Pat McGonigal. Coming up, a sore loser at 6:39. Anthony Weiner's gesture to reporters after conceding his mayoral run last night. He will not be the New York mayor. Now, here is a hint. It is a hand gesture gesture that Jennifer Blome sees out on the road quite a bit.
Oh, yes, every day. Somebody flips me the bird. Thanks. We have another winner to the St. Louis Million-Second Quiz at 6:40, our second iPad mini winner, plus your chance to win today.
But first, Scott says possible showers today could finally give us a little break from this heat.
Yes, and it doesn't look like the rain's really going to...
You know, we had so much going on with our kids, but Scott, like a good dad, I still shoehorned about 8 hours of NFL football into my Sunday. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, that's hard to do. I'm really proud of you, Pat.
Thank you.
Did you get out in the yard and play with the kids too?
Yeah.
Teach them a few. Did you teach them a few little moves, football?
I make things right on Monday.
All
That's
right,
usually what I.
All right, I got your number. All right, let's.
Prosecutors plan to submit the case to a grand jury today and recommend that he be charged with aggravated vehicular homicide. I was talking to an attorney, Jennifer, who handles cases like this, and they say often acts of remorse really do figure into the sentencing portion of it because, believe it or not, there are a lot of times people do not have any remorse when they're charged with these crimes, or even when they're dead to rights guilty. As unsettling as that sounds, many times people have no remorse whatsoever. So when people do show some contrition, it really can make a difference at sentencing anyway.
And for him to get a message out there to other young drivers, you know, take a cab, make plans ahead of time.
Yeah.
Well, a convincing It is Firehouse Friday. We're in De Pere, and Battalion Chief Eric Hall is somehow trusting Pat McGonigal with foam. What's going on here?
Well, he's a veteran now. We see him do it before, so we sure can handle the compressed air foam system.
I've never worked with foam, but I'm pretty fired up about it. This is why I love Firehouse Friday. I'm going to do this, and Eric Hall is going to explain what this is. Here we go.
When is foam used instead of water?
Foam can be used in a variety of situations. Currently used in residential fires where the water source is limited. Foam uses less water. It coats the surface, as you can tell by the trees. It's also used to lessen the water load in structures.
And is this the same kind of foam they use on runways?
Correct. There's Class A foam and Class B foam, and certain foams are used for different applications. What we're using now is the Class A foam, which is used for residential fires.
And how much pressure is that for the person doing it? It's very heavy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have a firefighter standing by here, but we normally run about 100 pounds of pressure. And what we do, the thicker the foam, we reduce the water out. So as you can see, as the foam gets thicker, that's the pump operator reducing the water.
Now I see a biker running away. Is Pat causing any other havoc here in De Pere?
Not yet, we'll see it. Foam is biodegradable, so after you guys leave, we'll clean it up and continue on our business.
Okay.
Well, I think we scared the bicyclist, so he doesn't know quite what to do.
Oh, that poor biker. Well, Pat does seem to be doing very well. Battalion Chief Eric Hall, thanks for joining us. Scott, what do you think of this blizzard in July? Oh.
I'm glad that it's you over there. That's pretty impressive. All right, let's show you what's going on this